Good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Welcome to another week, another Monday morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Movement. Guys, my name is George McPherson, and this movement is to inspire others. It's to motivate others. It's to help you kickstart your week off right so you can use the most powerful tool that you have, which is your mind, to control your life, to transform your life into what you believe and into what you want to achieve. So guys, I went to church yesterday and there was a topic that resonated with me because I can completely relate to that topic. And almost everybody that's watching this video right now can relate to this topic, which is debt, right? A lot of us live in debt. Now, thank God for me, I don't have any debt. None at all. Zero. My cars are paid for. I don't have any mortgage anymore because I just sold my house, right? So I am completely debt free. That's why I can walk in the park at 8:30 in the morning. I don't have to answer to anybody. Now, I'm not here to brag. I'm not here to show off or anything like that. I'm here to tell you that there's still, a lot of us might think that we're not enslaved by anywhere, but having debt is you being enslaved because you don't control what you can do, what you can really do. For you to have peace of mind, for you to go anywhere, you have to ask for vacation time. Think about it. If you want some freedom, if you want a day of freedom, a week of freedom, or a couple of days of freedom, you have to go to your boss and ask for that time. You can't just walk in and say, unless you're quitting your job, unless you say, you know what, that's it, or you're a business owner, okay? And a lot of us work for ourselves. But think about it, because I used to be in the car industry, and a lot of us are buying things that we can't afford. We are looking at these people that have Lamborghinis, that have BMWs, that have these big houses and think that, yo, they made it. But they could be faking it. See, you have to read books, you have to educate yourself, you have to do all these things, right? And one of the main things is educating yourself, learning how to get out of debt. One of the biggest slaveries or things that enslave us is student loans. I have friends that have over $100,000 in student loans. Oh my God. Their payments on their student loan is more than a mortgage. They can be paying for a house. But a lot of us, we go to school. Our parents let us go to school. And they say, go to school and get a good education so you could go out there and get a good job. And what the good job gonna do? Because most of you, I went to school myself, so I can relate. I went to school and I got out of school with student loans. I never used anything because, first of all, I never finished school. But I give it all credit to the people that finish school and work towards their dream, work towards their goal that they want to accomplish. But before you make that decision, because the thing is this, we have to get out of that slavery mentality. We have to get out of that mindset. So we have to teach our kids now, because you experience it. You went to school and you got out of school for going to school for 8 years, going to school for 4 years, you get your degree, and you got out of school, you can't find a job. You got out of school with a marketing degree, but you're working at McDonald's. You got out of school with a business degree, but you can't find a job. You're competing with thousands of people. And now you're wondering, what am I gonna do? Because now I have over $30,000, over $50,000, my God, over $100,000 worth of student loans, and you can't do anything. You can't pay it back. And now the people are gonna come after you and garnish your wages. I mean, think about it. You live your whole life, you live 8 years or 4 years to gain a degree, and then you spend your whole life become slave paying that back. I want everybody to wake up. I want everybody to realize this, right? I'm not against school. I'm against proper education. And the school is becoming a business that keep us enslaved. Now, for the doctors, for the lawyers, if you truly want to go to school and learn about business, I tell myself this, if my son wants to go to school to get a business degree, he ain't going to school. He's not going to school. I'm telling you that right now. And I tell him that, I tell his mom that, and I will tell every single body that, because I will teach him. There's books out there you could read. to run a business. You YouTube it. You have other people that you could get mentors, which I did a video on that. Get mentors that can advise you on that. But for people that want to become doctors, want to become lawyers, yes, you have to go to school. You have to, because you have a lot more responsibility. You have people's life in your hand. So you need a proper education. The engineers, I'm not saying you're not supposed to go to school, but there are degrees that you're going to school for that don't make any sense. Entrepreneur. I mean, God, the business is becoming crazy. You going to school to become an entrepreneur? So, I mean, I'm very passionate about this. I'm very passionate about this because I'm young. And I don't want to see people my age work for 40 years or work the rest of their life being enslaved and can't do nothing about it. So we have to wake up, because if we don't do it, we're going to let our kids do it. And we're still going to enslave our kids, our grandkids, and so on and so forth, when we should be working, developing wealth for our kids and our grandkids so they can go up and develop the same generational wealth. But for we to create generational wealth, we have to educate ourselves. Okay? So the next time you go out and you're going out to dinner and you have a credit card debt of $5,000 or even have $2,000 and you can't pay it because you're paying minimum wage, think about that dinner before you buy it. Think about that dinner. Maybe go buy groceries and cook and have a meal at your house. You know, get Netflix or get the Redbox and pay your debt off so you could be financially free. The next time you go to buy a car, guys, I was in the car business. You see what I'm saying? I used to tell, there's sometimes where, you know, you can't, there's certain people that you just can't get along with. You can't get along with ignorance, and you can't get along with stupidity. It's just crazy, right? But there's people that come into the dealership, they barely can afford the payments, and they're still buying the damn car. And it used to eat me alive. I used to try to educate, especially the young ones. I used to try to educate them and say, listen, you need to get your credit up, because this same car that you're about to pay $500 for, I can pay $200 for that car. And sometimes when you look at your car payment, you're paying twice as much for the car because of the interest rate, because you make the wrong decisions early on in your life. And I'm not saying that you're perfect, because I make a lot of wrong decisions. I had bad credit as well. But when I came to America early on, I realized, yo, for you to have a decent life, for you to be a little bit above average, you have to have good credit. For you to live a decent life, I don't care. Some people say don't borrow money or anything like that, but you have to develop good credit. There's ways that you could develop credit, but there's ways that you don't have to put yourself in debt. Buy what you can afford. If you make $24,000, why are you buying a $20,000 car? Does that make any sense? You're buying something that you work a year for. That means you can't eat, you can't pay your rent or mortgage, you can't do anything. So why buy something like that? Guys, you have to buy things. I never buy a new car. I have never bought a new car. Will one day I buy a new car? Yes, when I can pay cash for it. And even then, it's going to be very hard for me to pay cash for a brand new car or buy a brand new car when I know that when I drive it off the lot, that is going to worth 20 to 30% less than what I buy it for. And I know I can put my money into some kind of investment that's going to bring me a return every single year. I can afford to buy a brand new car right now. Am I going to do it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So the next time you walk on a car lot, the next time you walk in a restaurant, the next time you get that mail that says you are approved for a new credit card, think about it, because you're only creating debt in your life. You're only creating more slavery in your life, because the slave is always, the borrower is always going to be a slave to the lender. You hear me? The borrower is always going to be a slave to the lender. That's in Proverbs. A lot of us need to get educated. We need to get around people that are educated. We need to be good stewards. We need to find mentors. I'm not talking to you of stuff that I haven't experienced, guys. I have not. I've had maxed out credit cards. I have car payments. I had a mortgage recently, and I'm not telling you you can't buy a car. I'm not telling you you can't buy a house, but make sure you can buy what you can afford. Make sure when you go to the bank and they say you're approved for $150,000 or $300,000, you don't go out and get a $300,000 house. That means you're maxing out your limit. Don't ever do that. Don't ever go because you're approved for $20,000 car, you go buy a $20,000 car. Go buy a damn $5,000 car. A car is made for you to get around with. Now, if you aspire to drive a Lamborghini or a BMW, because one of my cars is a M6 burnt orange BMW with carbon fiber top. That's one of the cars that I want. But I will never buy that car until I can afford it. I will never do it. So you have to, now, can I go buy it? Can I go lease it? Can I go make payments on it right now? Absolutely, I can. Will I do it? Absolutely not. Don't try to fit in society. Don't try to be like everybody else. That's why they are at where they're at right now. The 1% is ruling this world. Why? Because they know how to maximize their money. They know how to do certain things. And I'm telling you guys, this whole debt thing is becoming, it's 99%, I could say. All of us have had some kind of debt in our lives. See what I'm saying? But to be completely debt free, it's an amazing feeling. And some of us never experienced that. Once we turn 18 and we get out of our parents' house, we go out, we go get a credit card, because now we can get credit cards. We go buy a car. We go and get student loans. Guys, there's so much scholarships out there. So much scholarships. And I want to do a scholarship by next semester for the kids. I'm going to create a scholarship myself. But there's so much scholarships out there that you can apply for. There's millions and millions of dollars that are not being used for scholarships. So if you have kids that are about to go to college, you make sure they apply for scholarships, because you might say there's a lot of competition out there, but that competition, there might be none. There might be the fact that they're the only one that apply for the scholarship, because some of these kids are getting so damn lazy. They don't want to do anything. So I'm very passionate about this, guys. I'm very passionate about this, because for you to transform your life, you have to use your mind. And once they control your mind, they control your life. And how they control your mind? You become a slave. You become a borrower to the lender, because you're borrowing things that you can't afford. You're buying things that you can't afford. Now, it took me very long. I wouldn't say very long, because there's people twice my age and more, but I look at it like I was in that position, but do I want to be in that position anymore? Now, I understand some people, they say, well, yo, I work for somebody. Okay, you work for somebody, but it doesn't mean that you have to be in debt. It means that you buy what you can afford. That's what it means. You buy what you can afford. So guys, please get mentors, go around advisors. And if you're seeking help and you go and they said, well, I'm somebody that help people get out of debt, the first thing you want to do is ask them, because you're about to pay them money. So the first thing you want to ask them is, yo, do you have any debt? How much debt you have? What kind of car you drive? Do you own your car? Do you own your house? Can you afford all these things? Because a lot of people fake it till they make it. And a lot of people fake it their whole life and don't make it. A lot of people. Financial freedom is what we all want. Building wealth is what we all want. And if you don't want that, I feel sorry for you. Completely feel sorry for you. Because God put us on this earth to live an abundant life. a abundant life, not an average life, not a mediocre life, not a life so we could be slaves to people, slaves to things, but an abundant life so we could love better, so we could treat people better, so we could be giving people, loving people. Guys, I hope you have a blessed week. I hope you have a productive week. But start today. Start right now. I always say take action. Take action right now. Right now. To turn your life around. So guys, till next week. Till next week. I hope you have a very blessed and productive week, guys. All right. Love you guys. Bye.